I started volunteering in my 20s when I was in graduate school, and then got increasingly involved once I moved to Santa Barbara in 1996, starting with volunteering at the animal shelters here and getting increasingly active doing animal rescue. Sometimes I have lots of puppies and kittens at my house. And then over time, increasingly with environmental issues as well. I took a class in law school on environmental law with EDC's chief counsel, and that really awakened my passion for working on environmental issues in Santa Barbara, which is the birthplace of the modern environmental movement.
She has a foot in the animal lovers world, a foot in the environmentalist world, and a foot in the arts world, and she brings those people to care about each other's issues. And that, of course, is key to making sure that we have a collective effort to improve our environment and do some other great things in the community.
What motivates me is when I look in the mirror every morning, knowing that I am doing my part to make this planet a healthier, safer place. And maybe that means badgering my elected officials to make sure that they're taking action to address things like the leaking oil wells on my beach, or pushing for policy and getting others in the community involved to try to prevent future oil spills like the pipeline rupture that we had at Refugio a year ago, or just doing my part so that at the end of the day, I think that maybe the planet is a healthier, safer place because of the role I played.
So she's just an integral part of making sure that great organizations locally, like Environmental Defense Center, are able to stand up for our community and stand up for the environment.
I would say the efforts to clean up Summerlin Beach really pull it all together. Summerlin was the birthplace of offshore oil drilling a little bit over 100 years ago. Over 400 wells were drilled. Some of them were just plugged with telephone poles, and now, as you can imagine, some of them are leaking. One quite badly. It's ruining our beach, it's poisoning our wildlife, and I am fighting hard to clean it up.
Well, I think some of the greatest challenges that we face as a state and world will only be solved by a lot of people acting on their own collectively. And she models that by doing so much individual volunteer work, so much in her own life to help expand consciousness about climate change and about environmental issues. And I just thought that someone who spends the equivalent of a full-time job volunteering to help the environment deserved the award.
My favorite part of volunteering is connecting with people who care about the issues and themselves want to make a difference. So if I'm knocking on doors on political campaigns, I get to have great conversations with people. If I'm working at a fundraiser to raise money for EDC, I get to talk to people who care and who want to see EDC fight for this community. If I'm helping to rescue an animal, I get to see this animal's life be saved and changed. And all of those ways I can see myself making a difference.